All right, testing the audio here. I think we're coming in pretty good. It has been a while. Hey, everybody, it's Durger time. Thank you for joining me for this little special thing. We're doing a little live stream of Cyberpunk. It's been a hell of a long time since we've done this. So it's a new format because I thought I wanted to interact with some people more. And weird odd hours of the night. We're filming this 2:19 a.m. at least on the East Coast, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to do. um yeah, it's, I think it's going to be pretty interesting to change the format a little bit, and I think the local to global is a better one to do because it's a little bit slower. It's harder to put a lot of content out, so maybe we'll run a couple shows going on. We'll do a couple a live stream session, and obviously we'll keep a recording and going. So if you don't catch it live, no big deal. We'll have it on here. But for those that do pop in here to watch the shenanigans and the nonsense of me horribly book a show, welcome. See TEW himself is in the chat right now. I'm sure others will pop in, but let's go ahead and let's jump into this. It's been a while. We kind of have to get reacquainted with what's going on in the world here. It looks like it's February 1st, 2019 in the game. Cracked open a beer here. So we're still in the local setting for ourselves here. We're still in backyards in Philadelphia. We have another Cyberpunk wrestling tour. Now, if I remember correctly, because it's certainly been a while. Yeah, so we have Kimberly is our Cyberpunk Grand Champion. She had previously defeated Eddie Kingston. And we only have one belt, which is just a Cyberpunk Grand. So we kind of want to take a look at maybe making a tag team, something like that. Right now we're kind of doing okay financially. We're losing a little bit of money the last couple shows because we had some bigger names on it, but we've been about breaking even and building up slowly a little bit of momentum. So I think that's what we're going to do for the time being, is we're going to kind of keep the course on that, let these storylines play out and try to build some momentum with some of the people that we have. And we do have a couple storylines going on, bare minimum of 3 for this promotion. Hey, Dragon, thanks for joining the chat there. Cyberpunk is kind of Chikara 2.0 in a lot of ways. It's the same location. You do have that Philadelphia roots. Kingston and Kimberly, and in a lot of ways, even our created character Neuromancer is very similar to like almost a Dave Quackenbush kind of role, hopefully without the mental breakdowns. But let's go ahead and let's jump forward a little bit, and let's try to jump to the next show. Fortunately, this takes forever to load, but that's okay. We'll move forward with it. Hopefully, it doesn't lock up here. That would be kind of horrible. Arius in the chat says the war with Chikara begins. I feel like I would lose that war pretty quickly at this state. Though I like the idea of taking them head on and maybe scouting over some people. In fact, I was actually thinking maybe this episode will look at expanding to the tag teams. Maybe we'll steal some of the ants from Chikara. They're probably pretty cheap. They're decent workers. They're well known in the area, which is important. And I think we could do a lot with them. I want another belt of some kind, I think. Ultra Mantis is what Arius says. Man, he's so old right now, though. I feel like, we'll check his stats and see what he's at, but I just feel like he's probably on time decline in this mod. I don't know how old he is in real life, but he's got to be pushing it, right? Maybe like in the 40s at this point. He's been there for the beginning, right? Man, it's been forever. But I definitely plan on maybe stealing some of maybe that 2012 level Chikara wrestlers. You know, some of the people that are still floating around um, would be kind of nice. Maybe grab Murloc. I don't think Shark Saber Jr.'s in here, but that would be kind of fun. Yeah, PCO is a very old wrestler. These loading screens take forever. So just watched. If you're watching this right now, it's January 8th when I'm recording this. We just had a party. We actually do an annual Wrestle Kingdom party at my house, and it's always fun. Oh, he's saying he's 43. Ooh. It's always fun because we end up having, we have like a little poker, little get together, some games. But I always watch it with people that aren't really wrestling fans, and it takes so much joy watching them start to appreciate something that they never really appreciated before. As it clicks with them. Usually, like halfway in, they start really getting into the show, and they're like, oh, you know what, I kind of get this now. Like they become invested with some of the wackiness of the characters and their gimmicks, but eventually kind of the storytelling in the ring. It's always really nice to see. And we had a small outing this year, but we did have some new people, new faces, and it was pretty fun to kind of see them change their mind on the thing that we all love, that we're all here for. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Good show. Kind of disappointed at the ending of the main event. I won't spoil it. But, I actually, coming to that, I actually have another plan for a new Armchair Booker episode. I haven't done one in quite a while. I was hoping to do one every couple months, and that sure totally blew away. But the plan was to do them like every 2-3 months. I had another one planned for fantasy booking, armchair booking of Sami Zayn's rise and fall. But I think I have one about Kenny Omega and Tanahashi that I think it's kind of been brewing in my head for all night, and I've really been putting it to paper. I think it's an interesting fantasy book, so expect that out eventually. Hopefully, maybe beginning of next week would be very interesting. Man, these loading screens are killing me. I tell you, not very well optimized. Hope you all had a great New Year. Don't know what you guys did. Probably didn't go to Marty Scroll's party, I would imagine. Not many did, but yeah, exciting to go into 2019. Start recording here and start streaming. The Total Entertainment World in the chat says Brody King. Yeah, we do need more faces. You're right. I do tend to like to book in a way that there's only maybe a couple faces in the show. Something like 2 or 3. I think that tends to work pretty well. I think it works better when there's a large adversity to the few heroes of the world that you've built. But certainly it's nice to have a rotation of them, just not make it go stale. It's always, I think, a problem with like a WWE booking is that they have a few true faces, but they don't know when to rotate them out, and they don't know when to change it from going stale. So, we definitely don't want that going on here. We definitely want to build up that roster a little bit, and I think we will, possibly after this next show. Because, like I said, I do want to do a tag team. I think the tag team belts would be the next good addition, and kind of give some of the workers something to do. But Sir Lawrence Boy joining the chat. How you doing? Hope you had a great New Year. We're simming. We're moving through this. Boy, we've almost simmed through the entire month of February, and nothing stopped us, which is kind of impressive in its own right, I suppose. Just I kind of expected something bad to happen, but yeah, I forgot this series too. I was kind of looking back and I was like, it's about time to do another one, and kind of forgot, I guess, that we really had this going on. I found that it was hard to do these shows because there's not a lot of content early on, and it always felt wrong to try to push out like a 10-minute video. I want to give you guys a little bit more something substantial. I like to do videos around like a 25-minute mark, 25 to 40 minutes. I don't like to go too far because your time's important, and I like to kind of condense things down to nice bite-sized chunks. But it's just too hard to do. It took so long to sim through the game. It's so hard to edit it, and I felt like there wasn't enough content. So I think we're testing it out tonight. I think it'll be successful because I think it gives us something to interact with, and I think especially with this small scale one, that it's not so much focused on the booking, but more about building up the show. I really want to have a stronger interaction with the people watching, and I think being able to do this is going to be really cool. So I can kind of get your bad advices. Did local to global with PWG 97. I can't even imagine what PWG in 1997 looks like. Wow, that would be crazy. All right, so we got some mail. First, let's check a look here at the headlines of the world. Drink my beer. Let's see here. Huge Underground report. 49,000 fans. I don't even think they can fit that many people. Yeah, I gotta say they're not in the actual Lucha Underground area. Shine rejection. Oh, Mia Yim's set to leave Shine. I think she's too big for us at this point, but not a bad option down the road. Oh, and hello. Argus has admitted to feeling a little frustrated with his current situation. So let's see. That's interesting because you know what? We were talking about stealing people from Chikara, and he's unemployed right now and is technically a young lion. 240 a show. Not bad. We might be able to do something with him. I think that young lion aspect is probably pretty good. Listen, make sure we don't click covered for travel because I messed that up too many times already with the NWA. And I think what we'll do is we'll say he's a blue chip prospect. Well, let's see if he'll just take that bare minimum 180 right now. 210. So, Sir Lawrence Boy, great question in the chat. He says, what's your vision for Cyberpunk Pro Wrestling in this game? And really what I'm trying to make is sort of a hybrid of the vision that I would have for what I would like to see out of pro wrestling. So it's a little bit of like my pie in the sky of a blend of very interesting, almost comic bookish characters, something like we've been talking about Chikara before, and that is, the kind of direction of some of the characters that I want to do. Those interesting stories, or I think another good example is like Lucha Underground. I think does a good job of it being a little bit more mature. I love kind of evolving the stories, and I think that's what we want to get Cyberpunk into place, where we have some interesting characters playing interesting roles, but also having them move up and kind of be to fill that almost like East Coast PWG role. So that's kind of our focus on it. Ooh, TEW says, I'm the only wrestling fan in my town. That is sad. That sucks. Luckily, I live right outside of Philly, so that's not an issue here. Everybody has some semblance of history with wrestling, either when they were kids or not. But Zara Schreiber has a complaint with us, so she's unhappy with the push we're giving her. We can take a look at that and see why. And then Chris Hero and Rachel Ellering has announced that they are now engaged. Let's go ahead and check where she's at. She's a lower mid-carder, so I don't Okay, well, we'll move her up to mid Carter. So we'll kind of move up there. Now, I kind of have to go back in here and remember what our storylines were. It's been so while. I know we have our character that we've created for this guy, Derek Bayou Peterson, is trying to move up the roster and is attacking Carino over it. Eddie Kingston is getting into a triple threat kind of situation with Matt Riddle and Kimberly, with Kimberly recently defeating Eddie Kingston. And then we have Brian Pillman facing off against Ace Austin to move up the ladder. Again, kind of moving that. Necromancer, Sir Lawrence Boy asks, is a real person or a custom character? It's a custom character I made kind of in the vein of like an Ultramantis Black, sort of this weird legacy wrestler that never made it big. So just kind of a avatar for us as we kind of go through this adventure. And we're mostly probably going to be using him as a road agent and maybe a personality, but I think we'll have him back from time to time. This ought to become something interesting. I forget what wrestler I took him from, but I kind of color swapped him, did some stuff to him to make him a little bit different and change. We do have Mia Yim. Oh yeah, we do. I forgot we do have Mia Yim on the roster. So yeah, we do have that. And Joey Ryan, Matt Cross. We might. I feel like I want to do something with Matt Cross. I'm just not sure yet what I want to do for a storyline. Let's go ahead and see. I think we're gonna end up being in a generic venue. Yep, which is fine. And we need to do the locker room controls. So everyone's in a pretty good state right now, so I don't really need to do a rib. I think we're going to continue to meddle and try to produce something. I think, having Chuck Taylor with maybe Ace Austin, or maybe Ace Austin's not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and try positive meddling. Didn't do anything. And try to build those relationships up with them. What I would want is a protege to kind of help build up some of the kind of young lions that we have in this show. So let's go ahead and book this show. I do have Mia Yim. It's been so long that I forgot who's in my roster. I should look. Let's look at the roster. See who I have. I totally forget. Oh God, it's been so long. I can't believe how long it's been since we've jumped back in here. So we have Schreiber, who somehow I've not given a weird Nazi gimmick yet. That's right, we do have Victor. Somehow he got fired, so we just took him. He's one of our main eventers yet. Did we ever have him actually wrestle yet? I'm not sure if we did or not. Stella Gray, we still don't have a pitcher for, but it's a 1-year younger lion. Ellering, Neuromancer, obviously, who's now kind of not a wrestler. Mia Yim, who I think even fought in the main event scene at one point. Now I'm remembering. Matt Riddle, Matt Cross, Kimberly, Joey Ryan, Joey Janela, Jerry Soto, Eddie Kingston, who was previously our champion, Peterson, who's our rookie that we took a picture of, Dave McCall, Curtis Grace, Carino, Chuck Taylor, Brittany Blake, Brian Pillman, and Ace Austin. So we got some people. All of them are pretty cheap, which I remember was kind of a focus for us. Mia Yim's probably the most expensive next to Kingston. Actually, Kingston's a little bit cheaper than him. Joey Ryan might actually be... No, they're all pretty similar in price. So we got to be careful about how we're using them, because we're only making, mincemeat. Like really, really mincemeat. We probably should do something with Victor, too. I kind of want him probably in the main event scene. We do have fairly good success with the Eddie Kingston on the throne story, so we could throw him in there and then make it a little interesting. We'll see. We'll we'll play around with them and see where we want them. I kind of want to see first who. When was the last time he wrestled for us? If he did it at all, because I honestly forget. Let's go ahead and book the main event. I think, like always, we will have our champion, our grand champion, defend, who is now Kimberly. And our main event options are Taylor, Kingston, who I kind of want to hold off for now. Let them build up some tension there. Joey Ryan, Matt Riddle, who's kind of gunning for it, Mia Yim, and Victor. Victor has not been used yet, so let's premiere him. No, let's not premiere him in the main event, though, because I want to give him some wins. Yeah, I was thinking Victor versus Kimberly, but I don't want him to lose, and I don't necessarily want to give him the belt either. You know what? We could do this. We'll do Victor versus Kimberly. We're gonna do like a 15-minute match. Let me see, what are we looking at? We're looking at 60 minutes, so I think they're not gonna be able to go for 16, 15. Let's go for 15. Belt will be on the line, and what we'll do is we'll do a screwy finish. The victor will be Kimberly, because the finish will be an outside interference finish. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking for. Screwy finish, because we will have interference from a very angry Eddie Kingston coming back to take out Kimberly in an anger that he's not in the main event. We'll throw Neuromancer on for Road Agent. That looks good. I think no one will have any problems with it. Yep. So we have 45 minutes of show left over to do. Who have we not had wrestle? Let's take a look. So we still have a lot of people. Check this upper mid card. They're gonna get mad if they're not on the show in some way, but I don't necessarily want to use them all. So let's do Chuck Taylor, who hasn't wrestled for us yet, and let's give him to a lower mid carder. Give him Curtis Grace or Jobber or something. We'll give Chuck Taylor a win here. We'll give him 12-minute match, and let's say get him to work the crowd. Give Chuck a win. I'm not going to dominate or anything. Actually, I might want to keep it an open match too, just so Curtis doesn't get the penalty there. It is a heel versus heel, but that's fine. Pretty sure it is. Neuromancer. So we don't have a road agent yet, so I have to kind of do that each time. We also want to play off the storylines. So we do want Bayou to have a win and maybe interact with Carino. We want Pillman to move up. He defeated Ace Austin. And he's kind of got this whole chip on his shoulder about his father's legacy. I think it's time to move him on from these two. So, yeah, I kind of like what we're talking about here. I'm going to remove Riddle. And I think someone had a great idea. Like Arius in the chat was saying Matt Riddle, which he's a main eventer, though. So, but I think that's fine. We'll give him an opportunity here to try to show what he's worth. Maybe Pillman will lose, but that might be okay anyways. We haven't had very strong success, so maybe just having them in a bout back and forth would be interesting. But we won't do that yet. We'll kind of build it up because we want to build up some momentum for him. So let's go ahead and continue booking the matches, and then we'll fill it out with angles. We need to do 14 minutes more, so we probably only need one more match, really, and maybe some angles. Let's take a look here. Who do we have? We want to do Bayou. And anybody? He's a lower mid-carder. So anybody he fights, he's going to be... She'll be mad. I don't care. How about that? A 6-minute match. I think we have to focus on storytelling. I'm assuming is one of our requirements, and we will have Peterson win. Open match. I think that'll be fine. She'll be mad. It's not a big deal. Ugh, road agent. Right. The romancer. There you go. Oh, she's not even mad. Cool. Okay, so 6 minutes to proceed. Let's go ahead and have a post-match beatdown with Kimberly and Eddie. We'll do like 2 minutes post-match. Eddie Kingston continues his assault. We'll rate Kingston probably on Menace. His Menace is actually not great, but he's probably better than his overall right now. Kimberly, we will do probably selling. That's fine. She gets a minor defeat. He gets a minor success. Technically, there's an injury risk, barely. I'm not even going to bother with that. Let's do a 3-minute beatdown. That'll be kind of our end of the show as he kind of takes out his anger and aggression against her. Gives Victor sort of a win and an opportunity on the main roster. And what do we got here? We need some more angles here because the fans are going to expect some. So let's go ahead and do freestyle. I tend to just do the freestyle. It's usually easier just to kind of move around and navigate. I don't know if you guys do that as well. I don't like the pre-made ones. It's a lot easier just to kind of make a segment, set it up for me. We'll do... What do we got going on? We have... let's have Pillman cut a promo. What's your strength right now? I think entertainment's average, but we will have you do it anyways. And now you're gonna keep you scripted. What am I doing? We're gonna have him do a promo on Matt Riddle, who will not be on screen. Dylan cuts a promo about his worth, his gunning for Riddle, his challenge. Because if you remember, Riddle has been kind of doing a weird no DQ challenge kind of thing. We still need more. So we need to cut some time off of these. So let's go ahead and cut a little bit here. Cut a couple minutes. Or what are we at for analysis? Oh, we need one for Steal the Show. So let's... let's change you to Steal the Show. Because I think Chuck can steal the show. All the time. That's no problem. And we'll change them to, instead of storytelling, which actually I forgot we don't actually need storytelling, we'll have them work the crowd, get them motivated, get them moving a little bit. Because I think that's only, we only need one. No, we do need one for storytelling. So in that case, our post-match will be a storytelling. Running it lean here, we don't have a lot of time to work with. We still need to reduce some time. So let's go back to our storyline, see what we were looking at. We will cut a promo with Bayou. Where are you? Derek Bayou Peterson, who's probably not good at anything. Actually strong entertainment, so we'll give him the mic and let him do his thing. And again, it'll be sort of another self-promotion promo, just kind of moving him up. So we'll give him 5 minutes. Why don't we? Bayou says, going after the Grand Championship like a gator in the water. Boy, he's such a stereotype. So that is a show. Let's go ahead and run it and see what it looks like. Very lean, because we're only talking about show must be. Actually, we can add more. Let's add some more because we hit the minimum. Let's see who else we want. Who do you guys think? Who do we want to wrestle here? Probably give Matt Riddle another win. Matt Cross hasn't wrestled yet at all with us. But let's go ahead and give Riddle a match. Give him a 10-minuter. Give him a car crash. And we'll have him win. Matt Cross is at the age that he's fine to probably hand it over. We want to build some momentum up for Riddle, because whoever we put him with when they beat Riddle will probably go over pretty big. Which we do want to move that popularity meter up pretty quickly. That looks good. I think that's fine there. And let's go ahead and maybe get one more match in here. Let's look at our lower card. Do you have anybody that's worth... you know what, let's build up Carino a little bit because he is in a storyline. So let's have him have an intergender match with Rachel Ellering. It's really funny. I feel like every show that I put on, Rachel Ellering is just sort of the thing that I beat up over and over again and is my constant jobber. I feel kind of bad actually now that I'm looking at it. All right. Neuromancer, Road Agent, done. And we'll have that in between the Riddle, Cross, and Taylor Grace match, just to kind of simmer it down a little bit. I think that's fine. We don't want to kind of blow our load here and waste our money. We might even have too many people on here, but let's see. Yeah, I could make a thing out of her always jobbing and kind of give her a redemption arc, I guess. So we start the show with Brian Pillman cutting a promo about about his worth in the company, and gutting for Matt Riddle and his championship. It does okay, gets an E. No improvements. E for us for so small is probably about fine. It's kind of what you can expect. We have our first match with Bayou Peterson and Zaira Schreiber, and of course we have a decent reaction but subpar wrestling. So the reaction's good because we're not going to get good wrestling here. 5 minutes, Peterson pins Zaira, and you know, he's not the better wrestler, but he's also he's really off his game here. We'll have to keep that in mind. No improvements at 28. It's fine. Afterwards, he actually, whoa, look at that. A D's like practically an A for us here. He cuts a good promo, says he's coming after Grand Championship like a gator in the water. The walking freaking Southern stereotype, just being a goober up here. Cuts a really good promo. Got the crowd hotter too. Keep that in mind. Peterson, we were going to give you more mic time, and I think we had him unscripted too. I don't remember if we did or not, but good job. Yeah, maybe he'll be our next grand champion. Just gonna get that worker rate going. But you know, what can we do with that? D- ain't bad. 38 for us. Good heat, decent wrestling. Matt Riddle defeats Matt Cross in his debut match. 9 minutes with submission. They're both about even. They got a crowd buzzing. Fortunately, his old school face gimmick for Matt Cross debuted a little poorly. And he's improving his performance skills, which we really don't need you to do because you're kind of twilighting out anyways. But still not bad. 38, I'll take it. This is worse. Carino versus Ellering. It's a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Oh, did I book that wrong? Or did she just go? So, I guess I booked that wrong. Rachel Ellering defeated Colby Carino in 5 minutes. I thought I set him to win, but maybe I didn't. Um, it brought the fans down a little bit, keeping it a little bit cooler. Maybe she went into business on her own. I'm not sure, but oh well. That's fine. She'll get a win. Good for her. She she somehow got a win in one of my shows. That's funny. Yeah, she was sick of jobbing and she decided to go into business for herself. Oh well. Afterwards, we have a match with Chuck Taylor and Curtis Grace. It's fine. It's a decent. Chuck Taylor defeats Curtis Grace in 12 minutes. Taylor got a really poor gimmick. That's unfortunate. And of course, the crowd did not want to see Curtis Grace wrestle. That's a bummer because I think Chuck Taylor could really be one of our leading figures going into the early workings here. Curtis Grace does improve in his technical skills, though. Did get the crowd buzzing at times, though, which is also really good. And finally, in our main event, 45, not bad. We have a decent match that has good heat and decent wrestling. Kimberly defeated Victor in 10 minutes with a pinfall. So that's a little weird. I feel like the booking's all wrong, but storytelling and a match with outside interference. I feel like something's really wrong with that, but no. During the match, we also had Eddie Kingston run in and attack. So I did have an interference victory, but that would have technically been a DQ. I don't know. Whatever. Well, so that was weird. But either way, Kimberly retains. Victor unfortunately gets a loss in the worst way, which is not what I wanted. But what are you going to do, I guess? The game got weird. Afterwards, we have a post-match where Eddie Kingston continues his assault on Kimberly before raising up the belt and kind of signaling that it is his, it's not hers, and he will fight her dirty if he needs to until he can get it back. It ends the show and advances the storyline, and of course gains heat. Call him APOC would be trademarked. At this point, I feel like WWE is not looking at us. We can call him Victor. We'll change the K to a C or give him 2 Ks, and no one will know. But yeah, they're not gonna know right now. So not bad, not a bad show. Increased our popularity. 43 ain't too bad, and we ended our show with a 50. Had 122 people in tri-state area. Victory area says. I like that. God. Wiltz Nathan joining the chat, showing his appreciation for the series. I am also glad it's back. I think we're going to be doing the live stream. I don't know if we're going to do it every week. That's ultimately my plan. I think this is a nice way to kind of get this show out here in a fun way that I can interact with you guys as we kind of go through this. So I want to probably talk to Peterson. He was off his game, but I'm going to compliment him for a good performance anyways, just because of his mic work. Carino, I'll give some encouragement, and I think we will give Victor pointed as a good example. All right. Happy, pleased, and pleased. So not too bad. Good first show here in a while. We're still only in the tri-state area, and we still have to just build that momentum up. I'm a little concerned about how much money we might have spent, though. That's the thing we kind of have to look at, because we did have a lot of people on the show. The last show we had, I believe we overspent by like $2,000. So we'll have to see how this looks for us here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, overspent by quite a bit. So we're kind of eating into some of our finances. We have to keep that in mind. No major morale issues, though. I don't think anyone's upset about being left off the roster, though I have a suspicion that it's disabled during small like companies, or at least during monthly shows and not like regular events. So we have to keep that in mind. That we have to probably save some of that for a little bit. Complaint is unhappy with his push. Well, let's take a look at your push then. I'm horrible at keeping an eye on the finances. 'Cause I like to spend like that money is going away tomorrow. So we do have our young lion here. Wants to move up to an upper mid Carter, and I think that's fine. What's your popularity at right now? Not bad. 18, looking pretty good. Not too shabby. I think we built him up pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and check our creative meeting real quick. Just see. I mean, Chuck Taylor is kind of in our number one spot. Hot prospects. Who's our hidden gems out there right now? That's kind of what I want to see. See who we can scout for cheap. No. No. We've done that before. It has not turned out well. I think all these guys are a little out of our price range, I will say. Who's not hot in our team? Yeah, that makes sense. Momentum is pretty bad on our side. Kimberly and Pillman and Peterson are moving up. These are the people we kind of want in our momentum. Ring generals, showstoppers. That could be a fun one. Mia Yim and Chuck Taylor, if we do a storyline with them together. I do think we need to do another storyline at some point, so that might not be a bad option. Woltz Nathan says, I started a local global game myself. My hidden gems were Cody and the Bucks. They're not very hidden, are they? That you should fire that creative meeting team, because I don't think they're working very hard to scout. They're just kind of going on YouTube and seeing what the most typed in requests are, I think. Let's go ahead and what I think I want to do is I want to look at Chikara's roster, because we were talking about maybe bringing some tag wrestlers in. See who's here, who we can hire. Okay, so we got Ashley Vox. It's not a bad option. I don't know what her price is. $290. Cajun Crawdad. So I want to see who we have for relationships, because I kind of want to grab maybe some tag teams as we're building up, because I do think we need another belt. Hollow Wicked is probably too much money at this point. 500. Icarus. Yeah, Hatfield. Bring Los Ice Cream in. You know what we could do is we could bring Razorhawk and Nighthawk in. I mean, Frightmere tends to be pretty good. He's a young lion. He's way too much money right now, though. Look at that, 900 a show. He's actually really popular. We're gonna shortlist him, because I think he's gonna be good when we finally move up the chain. But I don't think he's gonna be where we need to be right now. Rory Gulak, nah. We might do Nighthawk and Silverhawk. I don't know. Where are the ants? What I want to know. It's Fire Ant, Silver Ant. Huh. I don't know. I mean, I think we're gonna float They're 500 a show. I was hoping we could get a cheap tag team here, but that might not be the case. Like Verna might not be a bad main eventer for us too, but I kind of want to get that slightly better mid card. I'm not really seeing it here. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. We'll keep an eye at it. Let's go ahead and sim ahead here. Um, we'll go by 1 week for now to see what's going on. I do want a tag team division. I don't know if I'm willing to spend that money for it. We might just kind of cannibalize our lower mid card and make some teams, just because I want to give those guys a little bit of time to work. And what I like to tend to do with these tag teams is I like to take somebody that's kind of maybe in the main event, maybe in the um, upper mid card, and put them with somebody that's in a younger, keep them as a unit for popularity gain, and kind of allow them to build each other up. And I find that tends to be a good way to kind of build lower mid carders momentum onto the show, and eventually you can kind of break them up, and it tends to be pretty good. We got a suggestion for Ross and Marshall Von Erich. Not a bad option. We could take a look when we get done simming, because I have a feeling they would be pretty cheap, and also would be kind of fun to play around with. We do have our contract negotiation with Argus. Seems to be good. We'll go ahead and complete that contract. Let's go take a look. See what the Von Erichs are doing. Ross Von Erich is unemployed. A little older, but very cheap. Not really any popularity here, though. But we know that they have a relationship. We know they have some chemistry. At least they should. Not a bad option. Let's go ahead and do it. What we'll do is we'll try to jack the price down. Give them a 1-year contract. 250. Yeah, sure. That's fine. I'm not going to fight it that much there. And we'll find Marshall. Again, same thing's going to be pretty cheap. So the advantage here is that Marshall's kind of our dark horse, because we might be able to actually develop him into kind of a singles competitor here, while his brother is kind of, older. His skill set is going to improve far faster because he is in the young lion range. Let's go ahead and do it. I like it. I think what I'm going to try to do is lower his cost a little bit and say he's going to be a blue chip prospect. See what I can get him for. I'll keep him for a 3-year. I'll only keep his brother for a 1-year. 310 mark, I think that's fine. So, not bad. I don't hate that at all. I think that's a good team. I do like bringing that, like he said, like Arius was saying in the chat, bringing some legacy. We do have Pillman. I think it's fun to kind of bring some of those legacy teams in there to have some family connections to kind of play around with, and maybe we'll have a singles run where Pillman and them go at it. Let's go ahead and put them together as a team. See what we got here. Oh, right, we have to actually hire them first, don't we? But let's see who else we have for teams that might be interesting. And nobody really that I have that I kind of want to put together in a team. What's his buddy doing? Ryan O'Reilly. Because eventually we would want them back. Poor Victor. Just add him to a short list. That's such a shame. So let's see who we have for our mid card. Stella, Schreiber, Carino, Dave McCall. We got a lot of faces. I know. Isn't it weird? Connor's the one. You know, it weirds me out in the same way that the vaudevillains got broken up, and they just kept what's his face and just like, yeah, we only need this one. Yeah, this is the only one we want of you two. See you later. Can you sing? We like it when you sing. Dance, monkey, dance. Let's get it heal. Let's do Schreiber and Grace. The heel tag team could be fun. Give them something to do. What am I doing? I'm clicking everything but the thing I was looking for. I'm getting tired. Schreiber, and we'll do Curtis Grace. Let's get a good name. I want a good name from the chat. What is Zara Schreiber and Curtis Grace's tag team called? Well, Nathan says Connor is going to dethrone Brock. I hope so. I would forever cherish this database if some bizarre shenanigans had Connor. You know, I will say legit. I loved the Ascension at NXT. I thought they were fantastic. I mean, they're not necessarily great wrestlers, but I love their gimmick. Nazi ponies. You know, I like where you're going. We're going to change it up a little bit. My Little Murderers. Similar tone, a little less Reiki. We'll go with it. But yeah, no, I love the Ascension. I don't know. I thought they were cool. Like, you know, I'm not one of those kind of guys that like is all about work rate. I think character work is really important, and I think they had it. I think they had it in spades, and it's just a shame that the main roster, they don't seem to want to actually do tag team wrestling, which is a shame. Another good name, Rebels Without Applause. Yeah, I find that a lot of the tag teams they do, I feel like they don't think people care about tag teams. Like, I feel like in their heads they feel like it just means that each of them is just one half a wrestler and therefore not important. And you know, I feel like they just don't utilize their tag teams, and like the Ascension could have come up and wrecked the place and kind of been interesting and become a a gatekeeper to the tag championships. And they immediately sent them up to job them out. It just didn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that you built these guys up as unstoppable for like a year. You know, it's like the Authors of Pain. The same thing. Like, you built these guys up and then you make them leave, which is fine, and then you don't do anything with them. Like, what was the point? What was the plan? What was the point of it? It makes no sense. All right, we got stopped. It looks like we got maybe some contract negotiations. Yep, the Von Erichs are here. We will go ahead and pull them in. I think we also have to find a place for Argus on the roster, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. He's not assigned for push yet. It will be mid-Carter. I think that's probably the right spot for him. He doesn't really have a good gimmick. Just old school face wholesome, which he's average at. He's kind of average at everything. Let's see. What's our face heel dynamic here? We have a lot of faces right now. So I think I'm going to bring him in as a heel. Yeah, he's got kind of a bug look to him. It's kind of cool. Sleazy lizard. I love that. That's a good gimmick. Like Joey Argus is like Joey Ryan, but a lizard. That is not a sentence I expected to hear today, but I'll go with it. Um, so I'm kind of shocked at his weird. So let's go with let's find that sleazy. We have a sleazy gimmick. Because I kind of like that. So let's find what works for him first of all. Let's see what he is suited for, and maybe we can mess around with it. Ditzy, ethnic stereotype, foreigner, gangster, gay, gentleman, high society, hippie, hired gun. A lot of options here. Lounge lizard. There you go. Let's do it. I love it. The ethno stereotype. He's an ethno stereotype of insects. So we kind of want. So he's actually good for comedy too. Let's do comedy gimmick, and we'll make him a heel. And I kind of like the idea of changing him as Argus Lounge Lizard. That is that's a weird one, guys. That's a thing that we just did. Sure. Why not? Old school face seems right. Though I'm actually kind of shocked that they only have an average for wholesome. Serpent Society. That's a really good name for a tag team, Arius. Find me another person for the Serpent Society. That's your task today. Is that a real one? Because that's great. If that's a real tag team, that is awesome. What's your push? Lower mid Carter. Sounds right. And we need the other Von Erich. Hopefully these guys have a longer lifespan than regular Von Erichs, because I need them to stick around for a little bit. Phidian. Yeah, one of the Phidians would work. What do they cost? Because I kind of like that. Maybe adding them in here. So let's get the Von Erichs. Ross and Marshall. Throw them in there. No. Murloc would work. Murloc would work pretty good. Because we do need another team or so, I think. Let's check Murloc. What's your price at? Lower mid Carter, 500 a show is a little much. Phidian's probably not going to be much better though. What's his name? Von Erich and Von Erich is a weird one. Drago is going to cost way too much. That would be fun. The one thing I hate about this is I don't know what their real names are. Let me check alumni. I don't know what a Phidian's real name is, and it's driving me crazy. You guys are gonna know right away. You guys always know right away, but the Phidian not in here? Huh. What's Deviant doing? Nothing. Just schmucking around. Let's bring the ants in. That's what we're gonna do. We'll bring the ants. Ants are coming to town. For our tag teams. Ouroboros. Okay, we'll try that. Let's see if we can get him for cheap. 210. Can I get you for, like, if I say you're backbone of the roster? 210 still. Nah, right. Deviant repackaged. No, I want the ants, man. I want the colony here. I kind of want the colony. Like, let me have this one. Who else do I want? Worker ant. Probably worker ant would work. Worker ant's not working anywhere. Unemployed ant. He will be repackaged unemployed ant. I do want a Serpent Society though. I think that is a $100 idea. I'm a big fan of that. That's good. Stressed ant. Deviant. A lot of ants. El Generico? I guess he wrestled in Chikara for a little bit, but I wouldn't really want to say that. Okay. We were saying Ouroboros. Is that him? Did he change his gimmick? No, I would. El Generico can't be a lizard. He's dead. Someone murdered him. Oh, we got a fun wrestling fact by Woods Nathan. Fun fact: Deviant was played by Acizias Velquez. So there you go. I just learned that Kevin Condren was Jervis Cottonbelly. I did not realize that. I feel like my reality has been shattered. Ooh, he's a lot of money though. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what we can do. Can I get you in for? I'm gonna give him a hiring veto. 400. Ugh, fine. Kevin Conundrum. Yes. Kevin, you guys want me to hire Kevin Condren and then rename him Kevin Conundrum? God. My mistakes. They're immortalized in these stupid fucking videos. I love it. All right, so we kind of got a tag team roster now. We got a few. We got enough to give these guys something to do, and we also get to kind of play around. We could kind of make some teams in and out, and see maybe what we could do is find some chemistry between some guys. That'd be something that'd be great to find early on. Is who has chemistry? Hopefully, some young lions too. And I was saying the ants are played by some big indie names too. I wouldn't be shocked, just because the masks are there for a reason usually. I don't know if I want to know though. What year is this? In real life or in the game? No, in both, it is 2019. We are playing the local to global for Cyberpunk. So when we last left off, we entered the new year, and I took a break because I'm lazy and bad at planning things. And we kind of almost caught up to reality. But we're in the end of February now. We do have our contract in for Deviant. And Matt Riddle has a deal with Evolve. Minoru Suzuki was sidelined. That's a shame. Seeing anything going on? No, not really. Progress is on its way out, apparently. Doesn't really help us. I feel like a lot of them are exclusive to England. And we do have, I believe, partial region restrictions. So we're not going to be able to steal people until really way down the line if we survive. We were at a loss for that month. We're still gaining a little bit back from merch sales, so it's not too bad, but I got to be a little bit more careful. Let's go ahead and try to sim to the next show, and let's see if we can book another show before we call it tonight. Hope you guys had fun with this format. We'll have to take a look, Nathan, how far we actually are from moving up, and see where we are. I have a feeling we're kind of probably got some ways to go, but things can move really quickly when you're in the local. I'm just concerned about moving up too quickly and then getting in a situation where we run out of money really quickly. Arius asks, the longest TEW save you have? Before I was starting to run these, I did a 2005 save that I feel like I got into 2010. As I think that was my Chikara save, actually. I was thinking about doing that, actually, for a show one time. I wanted to do a 2005 Chikara and see what could happen if we kept some of that talent. There's so much rich talent in Chikara at the early stages, even up to 2012, that all got signed away. Could have been a very different world. Complete contract to go ahead and pull him in. So let's go ahead and get these teams settled in here. Get the ants out to play. Nathan likes the Chikara idea. It's definitely one I've been playing around with. So it would probably be another one like this, another live stream, where it's a little bit easier to put out, just because I don't have to edit them. And I feel like that would be one that would be a little bit easier just to live stream. So if you guys want to see that, you guys want to see more live streams of TEW, let me know on the comments in the chat. It would be nice to know that you guys like this format. I like editing ones. I like a little bit more condensed videos, but I think it's kind of fun to have just a nice stream of consciousness kind of like this as well. Deviant. Again, should they not be the colony? I feel like they don't have any of the names saved in this, which is kind of a bummer. And we also want to get them onto field here. So worker ant, probably gonna be a mid-carder. Yep. Just fine. We could keep them face, probably. I might want to make them heal, though. We'll have to see. Also, mid-carder. And we have Ouroboros, who, what's his, is that Ophidian? Is Ophidian. Oh, there's no image. That's a bummer. Alternate suggestion for Zara Grace's team is the Dreamwave. Not bad as well. All right, so how do they not have a picture for Ophidian? That just seems wrong. Upper mid Carter. I'm gonna search the images here because that just seems not right. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, come on. Why is that not set up right? We'll bring Ophidian back. That just feels right. I love that 2013 outfit. Great. There's a new promotion I've been meaning to go see in my area called like Neophyte Pro, and I believe a couple of the old Chikara guys were doing it. Don't know much about it, but I saw that they had a guy dressed as a shark named Shark Saber Jr. So I need to see that in my life. See what that is all about. And if we have so we're gonna flip him to heal. Mysterious, wholesome, strong comedy, strong cocky. Yeah, Shark Saber Jr. That is as a goddamn good gimmick. I need to see it. He actually dresses as a shark. Like he's got a full like blown up like inflatable shark head. It's amazing. Yeah, you're right. I should get Zack Sabre Jr. into Cyberpunk and then just turn him into that gimmick. That would be an appropriate use of it. Let's go ahead and change Ophidian's gimmick as well. We're gonna want to probably do cocky. Actually, did our Artist, did we do comedy? So let's do him as comedy as well. Heel, basis, comedy. Maybe we'll both have them as lounge lizards. Oh, I can't talk. Hmm. Ethnic stereotype also would work. Gangster, hippie, the lackey. He would not be the lackey. Party animal or cult. You know, I mean, if we're bringing back his actual Ophidian gimmick, a cult might not work. Might work pretty okay. For that. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll put them together as a team as well. We have the colony, and we have Argus the Lounge Lizard and Ophidian as the Lounge Lizards. Of course. Put them together. And let's go ahead and let's bring out a title. Tag team. I kind of like the idea of doing a trios eventually instead, but for now, and we'll do a mid card for this, just as it gives them something to well, you know what? We should probably do it floating, because otherwise people are going to be upset if they're not part of a tag team fighting for this if they're not in the main event. And that's not necessarily what we want. So we're going to name it as the Cyberpunk tag team. Cool. Okay. So we got that. It's vacant. We got a couple teams to fight for it. Quite a bit, actually. And then if we're not doing anything with people, we can also kind of bring them into the tag team scene, give them something to do, just to kind of keep them warm, keep their popularity moving. And that's kind of what we want to do with it. Let's go ahead and sim to our show. I think we'll book another show, and then we'll leave it for today with a lot of progress. Kind of building up this show nicely. And right before that, we're going to check. Well, actually, right after that, we'll check to see where we at in terms of progress and financials before we leave. See if hopefully we're moving in the right direction. I think we are. Takes forever to sim through. Yeah, I really have to go see a show of theirs. So I was planning on it over the weekend, or not weekend. Probably was it maybe 3 or 4 weekends ago. Actually, I guess 2-3 weekends ago, they were doing a show in Jersey, and I wanted to go see. Just didn't have a chance to do it. Thank you for the love of the screen. Actually, did it all myself. I think it looks pretty good. Very happy with how it turned out. I think it. One of the things I wanted to do was just make sure that every show that we do has just a slightly different style to it, whether it's the templates or the designs of the backgrounds, or something a little bit more elaborate. Wanted to feel that like from the beginning you can kind of know exactly what you're looking at. So that's definitely kind of our plan with it. Also planning some other shows. If you guys watch the other TEW shows, we're getting to episode 50 of NWA, in which we're going to take a little bit of a break. Kind of want to do a season finale and then bring it back like a month or two later. But in the meantime, I have a big show planned that we're going to run. Unfortunately, not the Chikara one, but I think we're going to do that sometime this year. And especially as we're leading up to TEW 2020, kind of want to get some. Really excited for 2020. So far, I like what I'm seeing from the blogs. I might do a video later as well about what I would like to see from the game, because I'm not hearing the ones that I really want to see show up as improvements for the next game. But it definitely sounds like he's moving in the right direction, which I'm really excited about. Definitely some really smart changes into TEW 2020. Arias says there's another armchair booker on the way. There's 2 episodes planned. one of which is I'm hoping to have done this week, edited, and bring out next week. And that is going to be one you're going to want to watch Wrestle Kingdom for first, because I will be doing a fantasy booking an armchair booking of uh, what I feel should be Kenny Omega's final run in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that's going to be a future booking, something that has not happened yet, that I would like to see happen, which may or may not happen. And then I also have one plan that's kind of close to my heart when it comes to professional wrestling. Is going to be about the wrestler who brought me back into wrestling after almost a 10-year, 11-year hiatus, which would be the rise and fall of Sami Zayn. And that one's going to be probably a lot later. It's probably going to be about a month or two later. Jack Fro asks, what kind of product is Cyberpunk? It is a local to global one that is kind of weird. Let me show it to you real quick. It's basically kind of PWG mixed with Chikara, I would say. Heavy focus on characters, though they are rated more on performance than popularity. So they're a little bit more focused on that high octane action, a little bit more focused on pure. Does have some hardcore in it, but realism's a little low. It's more about kind of flashier moves, less realism, less character study. A medium cult. It's got kind of a bit of grit to it, a little bit of edge. It definitely is a mainstream product, but a little bit grittier, a little bit different. Like I said, it's kind of a weird mix of a Chikara mixed with PWG, almost maybe like a non-Lucha Libre, Lucha Underground, you could almost say. We are required to do storytelling in high spots. We have fans who like risky gimmicks, because we're kind of skirting on the edge of things, and they're not opposed to hardcore matches. But of course, all this will make getting sponsorship quite tough. Okay, so let's go ahead and book the next show. Moving on here, 69% backstage rating once again. Not bad. We will medal, and again, the same thing. Let's try to build a relationship. Let's get Matt Cross would be a good protege, a person to be a protege of, and let's pull somebody that's new. Let's pick Argus. Argus is actually, I think, a young lion in the game. Nothing. Bummer. That's fine though. We're going to be booked in a generic setting again, which I forget what, there's a penalty to that, and I don't quite remember what it was. But I do know that there's a bit of a penalty for generic venues. Yeah, it's going to be a fun product to book. I have a lot of options of how I want to do it. But basically, my vision for Cyberpunk was that it's a grittier, modern Chikara, focused on characters and interesting dynamics mixed with a lot of fun and a little bit of grit, little bit of edge to it. This kind of says, like, like when you think of Cyberpunk, you think of like dystopia and stuff like that. And we're skirting the edge of some inappropriateness. I thought it'd be fun to do. A lot of it's focused on what I want to see in pro wrestling. What I think would be fun to see. Also, we do need to know that Ellering and Janela's contracts are expiring, so we'll have to keep that in mind. And we finished 7th out of 9th in the Tri-State, which is not bad for a little local guy. All right, let's go ahead and book this show. So one of the things I want to do first is I think we need another storyline. And I was thinking, why don't we put Matt Cross in a storyline? Let's see. I want to give somebody else some work. Matt Cross and Chuck Taylor. So we'll build something up. I'm not sure what we want to do yet. Name can't be blank. Let's just say Cross versus Taylor for now. We kind of had to think about what that relationship might be, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of have those two go at it. I think they're going to put on good matches. So it might just be a level of one-upmanship, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and book the main event. I always start from the main event and work my way back, just to kind of figure out what I want. And I think we're going to have Kimberly injured. Not injured, but like maybe not in the scene. We'll have her have a promo, but she won't be able to compete. So let's do. I'm gonna give Kingston more momentum, maybe. But I don't want that for the main event. Let's main event. Let's have. Maybe Matt Cross and Chuck Taylor main event tonight. Are they face versus? Is that face versus face? I thought Taylor's I have Taylor set as. I don't know if I have Taylor set as a heel or a face. I don't remember. Yeah, he's a heel, so that'll be good. Yeah, Kingston and Riddle would be a really cool match. I feel like Kingston's like horribly underrated. You know, like one of my favorite wrestlers is Chuck Taylor, and I think people have appreciated him over the years, especially with his ability to really blend comedy with good performance. But I feel like Eddie Kingston is just horribly underrated. So let's have will he let me? Will Chuck get mad if Matt Cross wins? That I don't know. But we'll do a flash pinfall just in case. Let's see. Will you be mad at that? Oh, don't have a road agent yet. You are unhappy. Yeah, I feel like over recently, Impact's really done a lot of good when it comes to like some wrestlers have been left to their wayside to kind of give them an opportunity to reinvent themselves. It's really nice to see. I just wish they didn't lose their TV spot because it does not bode well. We'll keep Taylor strong. He should be happy. Okay, there we go. Interesting main event. Just kind of a steal the show moment. Jack asks in the chat, new workers being generated. I believe so. I believe we do have new workers being generated. Not a lot, but definitely a few because I kind of want to have an influx of young lions. So I think I have it set either for medium or low. So we have Chuck Taylor. Let's get a tag match while we're thinking about it. Streaming Twitch on Twitch for Impact, huh? That does sound pretty okay. I would be a-okay with that. Let's have the murderers get murdered by the lounge lizards. We'll have them have a 8-minute match. We'll have Argus win. I do just want to have some of these matches kind of as they're coming to my head set up here. We'll move them in and out as we need. Let's see, we probably want 2 more major matches. So let's see. I need to make sure I'm following some storylines. We do have Cross and Taylor. It's a dead weight. No one cares about him. And we'll have Bayou and Joey Ryan start to head off. I think that will probably produce a little bit more heat than this. So let's go ahead and do a match with him. So we'll do Joey Ryan. And we will have Peterson. I think this will be Peterson's first loss here and kind of produce a little bit of conflict between the two. So we will have Joey Ryan win. We'll have this as a storytelling match. It'll make it a little bit softer, make it open, so kind of protect Bayou's weaknesses a little bit more. I do like the idea of the Serpent Society. I think it's a good. I'm gonna steal it. I will do it. We just got to find who it's going to be. But that will, once we kind of get a roster over, I think Serpent Society will definitely show up. Let's give Bayou something to talk about. So, because he is so good on the mic, I'm actually going to keep him unscripted. Let him just go to town. And what we'll do is we'll have Joey Ryan show up for overness. Bayou says he's unstoppable. Cyberpunk. Yeah, he's gonna move up heavily, really fast, I think. Joey Ryan comes out, says nothing's stronger than his dick. There you go. There's your match. All right, so the age-old battle of the crocodile versus the penis. Who will win? The story is old as time. He is a real person, but we renamed him. As kind of gave him a new character because he was just a generic person. I don't even know who he was, but I don't think he was a. I don't think he was a generated character. But we totally remade him. I really don't know who he is. Yeah, so that's also a good idea, Arius. We could if we can find a wrestler that we want to rename, we can rename him Richard Cheese and Joey Ryan. Would be that would be a good tag team together. The old Richard Cheese Joey Ryan bit. Let's let's have an angle with the Von Erichs. Dick and balls. that would be that would be a good tag team. Maybe something we'll look at for the next episode. What do you guys are rated at? Not popularity. We're kind of weak everywhere. Jeez. It's not gonna go well at all. I almost don't want to rate you. Let's entertainment, I guess. And please be better on the mic or something. Strong performance, average on the mic. We'll do entertainment for both of you. So we'll have a interview. Von Erich show up in Cyberpunk. Or they are here. Their legacy proud. Good big baby faces just out there being happy. And so we are almost there where we could book it. Let's get a couple more matches in, I think. Exclude who's booked. Oh, that's a good idea, Arius. You're right. I could have Neuromancer conduct the interview. Because he does have good mic. At least decent mic, I'm pretty sure. 62. That will not be bad. That will at least improve it a little bit. Let's have Eddie Kingston working somebody else right now? Is he not available? I didn't see that, but nobody. Where's Eddie Kingston? Did I just not see him? Oh, he's right there. Jeez. Boy. Let's have him squash somebody. Have him squash Karina. And this is just going to be a car crash. No, 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 do not select that. And we'll actually have him dominate. And we're gonna make it a stoppage. All right. Yeah, I don't have the ego to put myself in the game and then put myself as a world champ. Though I was thinking of a road to glory at one point would be kind of fun to do, but it might be pretty boring actually to show. Last time I played one, it was pretty fun, but man. All right, so 50 minutes. We could end it here. Let's get another angle. I think I want to build up some from Kimberly. Let's have her entertainment strong. So let's have her on the mic. Well, let's just have her as general entertainment. So a road to glory, Nathan, is a kind of a challenge you could set to yourself in TEW, where you play as a single character with abysmal stats, and your goal is not to build up the show, but to build up that one character to become the main event of the largest wrestling promotion in your show. So like you would basically sim that wrestler. It's a lot of fun. It takes forever though. It could end very easily too. So promo, Kimberly comes out in a sling. So Eddie Kingston is a bully. He wants a match. Well, let's just say offers match. Okay. Wish you could write more. All right. So that looks good. That looks good. I think that's a show. Not bad. So we're not using everybody, but we also want to be a little bit cheaper. I still think we're going to be running some money problems here. So let's see what we're at. Okay, so we start off the show with the Von Erichs and Neuromancer giving an interview, and it's Von Erich show up in Cyberpunk, say they're here to make their legacy proud, and they get average gimmicks, so not bad. Von Erich Ross. So Ross is our young lion, and he is really the one that's going to be improving a lot here. And already in just one show, he improved a lot. That's good to know. So E, not horrible for an open, especially these guys really don't have any charisma on the mic. So, what are you going to do? Oh, no. Oh, that's good. Well, that seems weird. Kind of shocked that because he did such a good mic work before. Freestyle segment, Bayou says he's unstoppable in Cyberpunk. Joey Ryan comes out, says nothing is stronger than his dick, and basically offers him a challenge. Bayou Peterson clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and performed well, and has advanced the storyline and gained heat. It's interesting that it wasn't as good as his last promo, but maybe having Joey Ryan there actually hurt it, which is kind of interesting. In their match after the challenge, Joey Ryan gets the better hand of Peterson and ends up getting a submission with an end scene. They have good chemistry, and it lifted the match, and it got the crowd hotter. Boy, we're going to have fun with this storyline then, because now we know these two are going to work well together. Peterson improved in his flying. Joey Ryan had a 41. Bayou had a 28. Still not bad. 32 it's about average for us, maybe slightly above average. We just want to avoid Fs, honestly, and our A's for our show right now are really going to be like D's, so not bad. Speaking of a D, an extremely short match. Eddie Kingston defeated Colby Carino in 4 minutes, but we just let him squash the fuck out of him. Eddie Kingston beat up Colby Carino so badly the referee had to stop the match. Kingston had a 53, Karina had a 24, and it got the crowd buzzing. Not bad. There you go. So Karina loses a lot of momentum there, and we kind of fed him to Kingston. But what are you gonna do? I think it'll work good. And we have our first tag match. We have the Lounge Lizards versus My Little Murderers, the Nazi ponies. About to have decent reaction from the crowd in subpar wrestling. Lounge Lizards defeated My Little Murderers in 8 minutes, and Argus defeated Curtis Grace by submission. So we got a lot of debuts. Lounge Lizards debuted and had a comedy gimmick that was very good. Ophidian got a rating of average. They don't like seeing Curtis Grace wrestle. It was poorly placed. They were already hot. We did have a worked crowd. That probably was very poorly placed. I should have changed that. Ophidian had a 35. Argus had a 19. Curtis Grace had a 25. Zara had a 26, which is better than I would have thought she would have had. It's an E. It's fine. Argus improves immensely in a lot of different skills. Again, a young lion for us. It's a good person to get for us to kind of... Whoa, what was that? I just pressed the wrong button. It's a good option for... It's a good get for us, because I think he can improve immensely and really become something for us for very cheap, which is nice. Not bad. So, it could be better, but not a bad show. We have a promo from Kimberly. I don't know what I did there. I think I entered the Matrix. I hit the wrong button. Just showed everything. We have Kimberly in a promo, says comes out in a sling, says Eddie's a bully and she stops bullies for a living, offers a match to Eddie Kingston. If you want your belt back, you can have it, but I'm going to give you a fight of your life. Don't look at me, don't think you can beat me up just because I'm a woman. I'm not your wife that you could beat. Kind of throwing some shade, throwing some grit in there. And nothing specific about this segment to really say, other than we do know, obviously, she's giving him the challenge to have his belt back. And in the main event, it's a D-, not bad. Good heat, decent wrestling. Matt Cross defeats Chuck Taylor in 15 minutes with a pinfall and a roll-up. Got the crowd buzzing. Both were basically tied in their performance. We start a storyline. We don't know where this is going to go, but we'll kind of figure out what the dynamic between these two are going to be. And Matt Cross is improving his performance skills. Don't know why, but he is. And that's the end of the show. Increased our popularity in one region. It's a weaker show than the last one, I think. And we also had less people here, which is unfortunate. But I don't know why that happened, but overall, not bad still. I mean, we're still improving our popularity. I'm kind of shocked because I felt like that actually we had some better stuff on that show. We'll give compliments all around. Everyone did good. So, I don't really know why we would be rated a little bit less, but I guess it's how it goes sometimes. I mean, we did have a slightly weaker ending. I think the angle later kind of was a little bit better for us. So, what are you going to do, I guess? Yeah, that, the Kimberly Eddie Kingston promo at the end probably did a lot to boost us up in the last show. The worker improvements, I think, is the thing that I'm really taking away from that. Is those were solid because we were really moving up here. So February, we're still losing money. We gotta be careful because we gained a nice income and we're losing it just because we're spending a little too much now. But we are building up our momentum. Let's go ahead and see where we're at in terms of the show. So in order to move up to, we need to be at 11% or higher in importance. Currently, we are at a 10 in importance and an 11 in popularity. If we track, this is tracking raw popularity. we've been kind of steady, but we are kind of on the cusp of breaking into small. Um, we could get there soon, but not yet. I think we're gonna have a couple more shows, but building the momentum is really the thing that's gonna probably help us out more. Um, but yeah, we're almost there. I mean, we're almost a small, and in that case, once we kind of start building up a fan base, we can start making some more money. Ring of Honor has a contract extension for Chuck, and there's 1 month in contract for Kimberly. Let's go ahead and renegotiate that now before I forget. She's currently making 360 a show, and I'm gonna try to get close to that. Give her 1 year. What if I tell you you are going to be one of our icons and never lower to main eventer? Perfect. Sucker. Just that easy. Just lie to him. No, actually, I'm going to probably, for at least that year, she'll be in the main event scene in some capacity. But I'm a Kimberly mark. I know. It's pathetic. But what are you going to do? We also had some other contracts that were expiring soon. But we'll worry about those later. I think that is a good spot to end it. We basically simmed through the whole month of February. Let me know, guys, if this is a format that you dig. I actually had a lot of fun interacting with you guys in the chat, and it made it a lot more fun to actually go through this local to global. And I think you guys are giving good ideas and good suggestions, which is going to help me really actually be successful in this, because I never did a really good job in local to global. I always kind of got up to regional and then died. So I think you guys kind of guiding me to victory is probably going to be the thing that will help me. Yeah, she's annoying on social media with all her vegetarian stuff, but she's a great wrestler. Again, one of those horribly mismanaged people when she was in NXT. Thank you guys for joining me. That is going to be it for me today. And let's do this again. Let's hope. I think we're going to do this next week. So I will try to follow me on Twitter. I will let you guys know when we're going to be running it again. So you got a little bit more of a head start. Once again, thank you for watching. Let's see you around.